on KDKA TV.
Thanks so much for spending part of your Sunday morning with us. For some time, we have talked about a major shift that's happening in the workplace. You've seen the baby boomers. They're retiring. Some of the segments of the economy, including STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, have significant shortages when it comes to qualified candidates to fill those vacancies. It's also a time when women, more than ever, are finding a path to fulfilling careers in those fields. And with that in mind, KDKA once again is proud to present the Girls Rock Science. It is a weekend event at the Carnegie Science Center happening right now, all part of STEM Week. Young women who might not have considered a career in science have a chance to meet some role models who are not only changing the field, but also changing the workplace. And those who visit the Carnegie Science Center this morning will have an opportunity to take a close look at some of the promise that science and technology can offer them. This morning, we welcome three companies who are part of STEM Week. First, Perrin Boone, Northeast Commercial Representative for Williams. Williams is an energy company that helps to process and then transport forms of energy, including natural gas, to the companies to the consumers. Perrin, thank you very much to your company, first of all, for participating in what's going on at the Science Center.
Well, thank you for having us today.
Thanks for being here, too, as we talk about what's going on. First of all, for you having an opportunity to spend your entire career with one company, that's something that a younger generation has not seen. People tend to jump around and things like that. Why have you stayed with one place? Why have you stayed with Williams?
That's a great question. Williams has given me the opportunity to actually move around within the company. I started off in a different role than I am today. I've actually gone through, this will be my fourth role with Williams. So I've gotten all within the same company. So I've gotten a lot of kind of breadth into the company and been able to experience a lot of different job roles there.
And also lived in different parts of the company.
Yes,
and
I have.
Parts of the country, for that matter, too. Mm-hmm. When you see a company as big as what Williams is, it's not a name that, frankly, a lot of people see, you know, in terms of flipping through the channel, in terms of advertising or through business journals and things like that. Tell us what Williams does.
So Williams is a natural gas midstream company. We are pushing 110 years old, so we're getting up there. And we transport natural gas all across the U.S. We actually transport about 30% of the nation's gas every day.
And so the reason that Pittsburgh has become so popular is because of what's going on with the shale region.
Correct.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What sorts of changes have you seen in Pittsburgh since Williams has been involved here?
Oh, wow. There's a lot. I mean, it's a big boom to the economy here in Pittsburgh. I've been here in Pittsburgh for about 4 years, and just being here for 4 years, I feel like I've seen it grow enormously. I know Williams as a company has grown in that time as well. We have our regional office here in Pittsburgh, but we also have field offices in Susquehanna County, Bradford County, Fayette County, so we're kind of all over the map here in Pittsburgh,
a lot of different places.
Pennsylvania.
Got it. Now, I think that a lot of people would probably say, well, the energy business, that's just an old boys network, right? I mean, to be a woman in that particular industry, tell us about some of the things that you've gone through and why other women should consider it.
Yeah. You know, I was fortunate enough to be able to sort of be supported when I was growing up, to enjoy STEM-related roles. My dad was an engineer.
Okay, so from your family
Yeah,
originally?
my family, yep, exactly. And so that led me to an accounting and finance degree, which then kind of led me to Williams. And I think that you said previously it's been kind of an all-boys club, but, you know, Williams is only as good as the people that they hire, and we want to make that pool bigger. And so being able to lead young girls to STEM-related roles and job responsibilities is a big push for us.
Interesting. So then how do you do that? I mean, people say that they want to do that, but how do you go about changing the culture for some young women who say, well, I don't know that I've got the background to do that. I don't know that I can. How do you change their minds? How do you change that world?
You have to start young. With things like Girls Rock Science. You have to let them know that it's cool to be involved in things that are science, technology, engineering, math. And we do that by partnering with Carnegie Science Museum. We give them the opportunity to come and enjoy these exhibits and learn about things they might not be able to learn about, and give them the support there to, you know, enjoy it and grow in it.
So what sorts of roles then are you encouraging them to go? I mean, you obviously went through the accounting and finance. That would be the math side of things.
Yep.
But there's a lot of science positions. There's technology, computer science things. What sorts of jobs at Williams, for instance, would people be looking at?
So Williams hires roles in all sorts of STEM backgrounds. We have engineers, we have procurement, IT, sales, operations, design, project development. There's so many different things. We design pipelines, we build pipelines, we operate them afterwards. So there's a lot of different options.
So you're actually not only just transporting it, but you're actually building the mechanism that's getting it from the ground to the consumer ultimately. Interesting. What sorts of things with this event, the Girls Rock Science? Tell us what Williams' role is in that.
Promoting it. We want to promote and grow young girls in this field. So the Carnegie Science Museum puts on this great event, and the girls and young boys come too as well. It's open for everyone. We have the ability for them to come and meet people and talk to them about what they do and just see role models in that area and talk to them about what they do in their particular industry.
So then will some of your staffers be there as well?
Yes, I will be there.
Got it. So what's it like to have a chance to talk to some people, maybe 6, 7, 8 years old? I mean, these aren't necessarily high school seniors who are saying what's next in like a college fair.
Yeah.
It's more than that. Starting with the really young types of questions that you get. What do you hear from the young ladies?
What do you do? So I hear that question often, and it's I have to kind of relate it back to something that they'll be able to understand. So as far as what I do, I make business happen at Williams. I start from the ground, and I'll talk with customers who have gas in the ground, E&P customers, and negotiate those contracts. And once those are negotiated, I maintain that customer relationship throughout that process and after it's executed. They'll get that question from an engineer as well. And so we have models that we'll bring there kind of to help them describe, to get their hands on about what each of those engineers do at Williams. And we really try and make it a hands-on experience for them.
Well, I know you've done the Girls Rock event for a couple of different years, and we very much appreciate your involvement with us and helping young ladies think about other things that maybe they hadn't thought about before.
Absolutely.
Great to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Thanks so much, Perrin. As we talk a little bit more about Girls Rock Science as the Sunday Business Page continues, we're going to switch companies. Verizon's going to be here. Basically, they're issuing a call too, asking young ladies to think about careers in technology.